Yeah, Jess, you mentioned it. The Federal Aviation Administration is now taking over this investigation of the hot air balloon crash off Highway 63 yesterday in Rochester. We were there, and we want to show you, let's bring up that video one more time from the Minnesota Department of Transportation. You can see the moment when the hot air balloon strikes the wire and sparks and then catches fire, and then the balloon actually goes off to the east into the distance, and that basket is stuck right there, drops to the ground, and a fire starts, and thankfully all three people in that basket survived this hot air balloon crash. So we are definitely thankful for that. And if you see that balloon there, it has the red, white, and blue stripe. Now, I've seen a balloon very similar to this around the Rochester area before. It says Remax on it. We haven't fully confirmed if that is indeed that hot air balloon, but as I mentioned, the number one thing to note here is that everyone made it out okay. And the Rochester Police Department did confirm that a gust of wind is the reason that the balloon hit those power lines. And Jess, you mentioned we're here at the fire station here with Captain Ben Davis, and his crew is one of the crews that responded to the hot air balloon crash. So when we hear a hot air balloon crash over the 911 call, what is the response like from your team?
Well, the call came in as an accident with injury, so we send 2 fire engines and a truck and our battalion chief.
Okay.
And our main concern is obviously with any incident is the life safety of the people involved and then our responders. So we just make sure that the people were all right. Luckily, thankfully, miraculously, that they survived the fall and they weren't burned or injured or electrocuted by the power lines. At that point, we took care of stabilizing the incident by putting the fire out, making sure that the power lines weren't down, which the initial report said there were power lines down, which is a major concern for, like I said, people involved in the accident and the responders and then bystanders. So once the power lines were confirmed that they weren't down, it made the job a lot easier of just focusing on the grass fire and then kind of sorting out the situation.
In your time here, have you ever had a hot air balloon crash?
No.
No.
I think that's a once in a career
I think so.
Situation.
And do we know where the balloon is, where it went?
After it separated from the basket, it floated about 2 miles to the east to a field and got caught into some trees.
Okay.
And then it was recovered for the ongoing investigation by the FAA.
Okay, Captain Davis, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And